We have another juicy broad in the house today.
Oh, who is it?
You.
Who is it, Lori?
It's none other than Miss Clare Coco. Welcome
Clare
to the show,
Coco.
Clare.
Hello.
Oh, hello. How are you?
Yes, cocktails. Healthy pour.
Today I just
Claire's
have a
more
fake
elegant.
Mm.
Salute, Claire.
Oh,
Thanks. For
Salute.
Salute.
Jindani.
Yes, 100 years.
Yes.
So welcome, everybody. Hello, hello. I know we were late, Yost. My apologies.
Oh,
welcome,
of course, Yost is
everybody.
going to. Yes, Yost. We're a little late.
One. I mean, seriously.
It's 4:01 now, so we were probably 30 seconds late. However, we needed our theme song. We have priorities.
Yes.
So we have to wait for our theme
We have
song.
to properly enter the stage.
Yeah, every once in a while, we need to make a little bit of a late entrance, you know? Hi, Suzette and Darla and Corrine, Debbie and Leanne, Miss Heidi. Heidi got her, it took 40 seconds to pour the wine,
That's
right?
what I was laughing at.
So
I do like the cigar, though.
Right.
Thank you.
It's a cigar this week. I didn't even pick up on that.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Oh, there you go.
Those are the old days. That was.
I love it.
I was at a charity event. They were rolling Cubans. I mean,
when in Rome.
Yeah.
I do think your sound sounds a little bit loud. I don't know if you can adjust it at all. You just mentioned it before we started. So
is this better? I don't know. You know what? I got to do the output then. Let me see what's going on with this mic because I think
about it. Don't stress. You can have a breathy whisper through the show,
Okay.
and it will be just fine.
A breathy whisper.
I do a great Marilyn Monroe happy birthday.
Oh, geez. Let's hear it.
Anybody's birthday in the chat?
Yeah, do we have a birthday in the house? Anybody have a birthday?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Mr. Penn. Happy to you. I've only taken one sip of wine.
And it's already hitting.
Ooh,
it's doing its job.
It's
Good.
getting hot in here.
So take off all my clothes.
I don't think you want to see that. Not over here, at least.
No.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So
Getting serious now.
Claire. Okay, I'm going to do a quick introduction for Claire because she is somebody who Vanessa and I we all met in Orlando. Well, you actually met prior to because Claire took Vanessa's class at what Penn show?
The DC. Right? Yeah.
Oh, at DC.
Mm-hmm.
But the three of us were together in Orlando, and Claire and I took Vanessa's hot stamp class, hot wax class.
Wax.
Wax on, wax off.
But I've shared this story many times, but I think it just speaks to what an incredible person Claire is. Thursday night, they had if you bought the all access pass for the Orlando Penn show, you could go to this like little pizza party. It was my first Penn show. I did not know a soul. I was standing awkwardly in the room, and I made Jay stand in there with me for a few minutes because I'm like, I don't know what the hell's going on here. There were a few tables out. They were doing giveaways, and everybody seemed like they were BFFs. And then there was Lori, like I was standing there. And Claire was the very first person to turn around. And I think you recognize me maybe from one of my videos. And she's like, oh my gosh, you're Lori. And she had this beautiful smile, and she was so warm and welcoming. No, I mean it. Like you just made me feel so at home there. And she was the first one to say hello. And then I just felt she was just wonderful. And then I met Peter met Jay, and we just had we kept passing each other through the weekend, and we sat next to each other during Vanessa's class, and the rest is history.
Right. I mean, hey, I had to go say hi to a Boston girl, right?
Oh, that's true. Right? I'm wearing my Celtics today, right?
Oh, very cool. We used to go there to all the games way back when.
Go to the Garden.
The Garden and the Red Sox.
Yes. So one of the reasons we wanted to have Claire on today is because Claire has one of the most incredible collections
So true.
that I've seen, or I like hear, like I'll get a text message from her sometimes if there's a new pen, or I'll see a story of hers on Instagram. And she just has a beautiful collection. We started collecting, I think, around the same time. So fairly, end of 2022 was about when I started, like fall.
Yeah, I started December the 17th, 2022, officially.
Oh, she knows the day. I want to know, what did you purchase on December 17th?
Alami.
Oh, okay.
No, so we were at the Mont Blanc store, and my husband ordered me a Mont Blanc, and that had and my first basically Mont Blanc fountain pen, but it had to come in, and we were at the Hard Rock Casino. That's why I remember it, because I was seeing a Christmas show. And so anyway, while I had to wait for the pen to come in, there was another little kiosk that sold Lamis. And I said, "Oh, this is a cute Lamy." And I said, maybe to get involved with fountain pens, I got, my first. This is my first, whatever.
Great choice.
Yeah, the red one. I mean, you can't, red's a nice color, and then the rest is all history.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but a lot of history, and there's a great story behind the whole fountain pen thing. So we'll get into that afterwards, and I'll tell you all about it.
All right. I appreciate that. So how are you, Vanessa?
I'm good. I was just trying to finish up with my work and kind of pull myself together to get on here, and then I saw the clock, like, oh my gosh, I'm running behind. I usually have about 20, 15 minutes before it starts. And yeah, I turned on the computer and looked at it. It's like 2 minutes till. I was like, oh my gosh.
The broadcast comes so fast on Mondays. I think because Mondays are just a day, I think for most people, where you're like just catching up. You're in the zone, you get back into it. My assistant's always here on Monday, so we grind things out. And then, oh my gosh, I can't tell you how fast Mondays go. Today, Lumpy had an appointment at 1 o'clock. At 1:24, the vet called me. They're like, "Hi, Lori. You were supposed to be here at 1." And I was like, oh my gosh. And then look at this wound I have from him. He's a werewolf.
Oh,
I had to hold him down for a vaccine, and he lost his mind. They're like, "We're going to take him out back." I'm like, sedate that boy.
Poor guy. Yeah.
I know, poor guy. He is so cute, though. I love your stories with Lumpy.
He is the
He's going to start barking because I think I have a pen nib holder being delivered as we speak. So he's going to start barking.
There he goes right now.
I'm gonna mute for just a second if he starts to lose it. So hi to everybody in the chats, in the chat. So what did you do today, Vanessa? Tell us about your day leading up. Just work, busy?
Just work. Nothing fun, really. I mean, I was, playing around with that new Benu pen, but I don't think we're ready to talk about that quite yet, are we?
Well, we're going to share our bag and our pens. So why don't we have our guest kick things off, and Clare can share with a pen and a bag with us. And then we'll share.
Yeah, I will do that. My pen that I've actually been using today, and because it's a juicy broad, is my Visconti Casanova erotic art pen.
Ooh,
and
it's like, what?
It's very difficult to see. I had to get underneath the magnifier glass, because it's the way it's around there. It's kind of hard sometimes. And I was like looking at it, and I'm like, oh yeah, it is kind of like this guy fondling a girl. Nothing too drastic, but yeah, and it's a great writer. And it says erotic art on the cap band, and it's the Casanova.
So what?
Italians.
I have to know.
Go on, go ahead.
She chose this pen for a reason.
What?
No,
I gotta know. Like, what made you see that pen? I've got to have it.
It's because I gotta have it because it's different. It's unusual. Not many people would collect this, and I thought I would love. I like like tasteful art, erotic art, not like I like the embrace and all that stuff. And there is some other Visconti erotic art pens that are just very risque. You would remove the barrel, and underneath is something else. So
No
Like a
way.
phallus?
it's
This is
it's
like a
like was it the Japanese or Chinese? Was it the art that sometimes is very like like the little nunchka dolls or something? You see them in New York in the windows, and they're carved little ancient figures, and if you turn it upside down, it's something else.
Okay.
Yes, and yeah, but yeah. So, but anyway, I just thought it was just playful. It's almost like, remember the movie The Birdcage?
Yes.
And the plates are on the table, and the wife is going, "Oh, what? These are cute. What is that? What's going on there?" And they're like, "Oh, it's leapfrog. They're playing leapfrog." Yes.
Claire, I have a question. Is this on the Visconti site? Is this on some, do
Yeah,
you
where
need
did
to
you
go through
find
three
this? Where did
portals?
you
Okay, so we have a friend, and well, he's become a friend. He is in Australia, and he's a huge. He had the Aurora, the first person that have Aurora brand in Australia. And anyway, we found him on eBay, and we struck up a great friendship with him. And he has over 1,500 different pens between Auroras and Viscontis and Marlins. And I happened to see it, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so different. I want it."
Is this in his personal collection, or this is what he has for sale?
He has all this for sale.
Okay.
He's an older gentleman. He is he had a metal. You know what? If Peter chimes in on the chat, he will. Yost is putting great pick, Claire. But if Peter is, Peter will say what the upside down, the clothes come off the lady. Yeah,
Yes,
remember
that's
those.
so funny.
But he's an amazing man who, as a young kid, was into fountain pens, and he's a doctor and of metal urgency, and he metal something, and he actually works in like gold mines or something in Australia, but he has a pen business too, and he had Auroras, and so a lot of the stuff he's selling off, and he's got some Viscontis and stuff that are made for Australia from Visconti, like the barrier reef pen and stuff. I mean, it's like really, it is a really cool Visconti. I really like this one.
So this
anyway,
is a case in point for Claire, which is why we thought you would be such an interesting guest, because I feel like I was saying to Claire before we went on that I want to see more of her YouTube videos because she has such interesting pens. I said, I feel like I'm always showcasing pens that everybody has already seen on Instagram or whatever, which I'm fine with, but like hers are really unique. And sometimes it's just nice to get a peek at something so different. And
yeah, it is.
I look
okay, so now that we were on the erotic pen, which is a very amazing juicy broad, and I have because it also has grapes on there, like they're feeding grapes. I have Scribo's Rosso Chianti ink in there.
Oh, okay. How nice.
Beautiful. I love the time, Claire. Aaron and I called each other and planned our talks.
I know, we planned we're all, and mine says love on it because I'm going to show you some love,
All right.
And
I'm really feeling it today.
And then my bag of choice today for running around is my my Burberry crossbody, because it's great. I can just put it on crossbody and run in and out of stores and do a bunch of errands. So,
I love the strap too. It looks
the
nice.
strap is great. It's a nice, great Burberry strap.
So
and inside, actually, believe it or not, it is a small bag, but I do carry my little, Mont Blanc notebook.
I have that same notebook.
And I have a Traveler's Mont Blanc pen in here. You know what the Travelers are?
What is it?
The Travelers is a 146 size. And the reason why they call it a Travelers is because it houses an extra cartridge in the unit. So if I pull it out, and you'll see 2 cartridges in there.
Oh, that is very cool.
They don't make this one anymore either. All the good ones they don't make. Why is that?
I don't know.
That's why we have Sid, right? Claire, that's why we have Sid.
Exactly. That's who I got it from. Is from Sid.
Oh,
I
really?
love that burgundy Mont Blanc. That is definitely
Yes.
not
That's very
necessarily
nice.
that
Yeah.
one, but I think I need a burgundy
Yeah.
Mont Blanc in my life.
They have great stuff, and like and it's so funny because Sid knows now whenever he gets anything different in or whatever, he has before he even shows it online to contact Peter. He's be in
That's
big
very
trouble.
nice. Very
So
cool.
anyway, that's my
If
pen.
I was Sid, I would certainly have the Cocos on speed dial. Right?
Oh, like when someone just, I should, yes.
Peter
Well,
is sharing. You said if Peter's in. Hi, Peter Coco. This is
yeah.
Claire's husband.
Yeah.
Romanco is the site, PhD in metallurgy.
Metallurgy.
Metallurgy. That's what
He's
it's
got a
called. And a
metallurgy.
geophysicist. And his name is Guido Satari, a perfect
I
gentleman,
love it.
just like
What a
Yost.
name.
Aw.
Yeah, just like Yost, Guido.
Oh,
And
fantastic.
we meet the most interesting people here. I mean, we have wonderful. But I'll get into that later too, because
Because
Well, that's okay. Oh,
Yeah, no.
Wolfie Witch says, I have a Burgundy 223, I think. A lovely pen.
thank you.
Burgundies are very nice. Beautiful. Beautiful, Claire. Well, thank you. Thank you for your show and tell today. That exceeded
Okay.
my expectations.
Yeah.
I just got
Okay, it's like I'm getting hot now.
Sorry, Lum.
I like that fan. That's great.
Yeah, I'm getting
That's
hot now.
great. So
We really love that.
I'm just curious, did your Visconti pen, did it come in a box or did it not have a box?
No, it does have a box.
Because I'm just curious, what did the packaging look like on
Okay,
that?
wait a minute. Actually, believe it or not, I left the box out because one of these days I'm going to make a video. It's called Art for Art's Sake.
Okay.
Okay, and I don't know if it's anything special. I don't remember. No, it's not really special. Well, it is. It's a different box. It's not like those leather box. Oh yes, I remember now. The erotic art pen.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Yeah, I'm just curious what kind of box that came in, just to.
And it also came with a, the traveling inkwell.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, cool.
That's
cool.
Very nice.
And believe it or not, okay, wait a minute. This is too funny.
Keeps going.
I got number 537 out of 1,069.
Shut up.
Of course.
Shut
That's how
up.
many they made. They didn't skip a beat, did they? Wow.
And then it says types, and the type on here, the type of pen is 690.
Shut up.
Now you want,
That is perfect.
I could, my anniversary, and at 22, I really didn't know a lot back in 1984 when I got married, and we were looking for a date to get married in June, and the only date that they had available was June the 9th. Think about it.
Peter's like, we'll take it.
Like, perfect.
Perfect, yes. And then there's a whole, wait a minute. Okay, you want to see the packaging? Here we go.
I mean, we've come this far. Okay.
Well,
There's a couple ladies there, and somebody's,
Oh,
wait,
wrong.
what?
I was trying to get Claire.
Okay, yeah. I'm trying to get a good look at this.
Oh, wait a minute, there it is. See, a little play there.
Okay.
Okay. I know. This is the After Dark show, okay?
Seriously,
It's always after dark over
I
here.
think she's got her fan.
Yeah, I gotta need the big one.
The big fan.
Okay. Too funny.
A little nip doesn't hurt.
Never hurt anybody.
Nope.
Never hurt anybody. Oh,
Okay,
That's great. Thank
Okay.
you for that.
you're welcome. Okay.
Wow.
My show and tell is going to be really lame today. I'm going to let you go next, Vanessa.
I can't.
Wait a minute, Yost just wrote, he's too young for this.
He's a baby.
Somebody said, somebody said, go to bed, Yost.
He said, I know, I'm gonna call him my son because I'm old enough to be his mother, okay?
Gosh, right?
I am.
That's his birthday, also on that date. Good date, Claire.
Were you
So
born in
funny.
1969 by any chance, too?
I was born in 61.
My brother was born in
Okay.
69.
Well, well, there you go.
That is too funny.
Oh, wow.
All right.
Suzette wants to know, Claire, is that fan for a burlesque dancer?
I use it, believe it or not, as I'm a backup singer for a friend of mine. And I use it for one of the songs we do called That's Life.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh no,
So
Yos.
cool.
Yos, come on.
I love
Don't
it.
be like that.
I'm ignoring the comments. Let's move on to Vanessa.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're gonna have me follow Claire like that.
I will.
Hey, I have to deal with him tomorrow morning on, Apple Boom Bites. So
Yes,
Well,
and his guest tomorrow
It's
is
Bryce.
Bryce from Luxury Brands.
Bryce
Fantastic.
Gillette from Luxury Brands.
We
So
had-
So, Yost, do you want me to show this pen tomorrow?
I think you should.
I think it'd be a good follow-up.
I think that
Might
would be a
good
great pen
ratings.
check.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Anyway.
Well, so the bag I have today is this lovely. Let's scoot back a little bit. This is a Poland bag.
I love that freaking bag so much.
Oh, that's so
I've been
cute.
buying that bag forever.
It's a French brand. It's kind of becoming more well known, and their prices are starting to rise. I've noticed because they used to be very affordable. Now I'm just like, God, what happened? You guys aren't like, y'all aren't Chanel. So, but yeah, it's nice. It's all leather. It has a folded construction. I think I don't know. I think it's kind of unique looking. And
I'm so glad you're sharing this bag because I'm wondering if the quality looks beautiful on it.
yeah, the quality is great.
It's total quiet luxury to me. I love this.
Yeah, no, that's a beautiful bag. I like it a lot.
I would like to have it in white. I think that would
You know
be
what
nice.
I'm seeing right now, because I've seen this on the Real to purchase secondhand, but I never see it with that crossbody. That's
Okay,
been
yeah, it does
holding
have
me
its
back.
own strap for a
Yes.
crossbody. And I mean, depending on how much stuff you've got in the bag, it can be a little heavy across your shoulder, but I mean, it's actually very nice. It's very handy to have because I personally, I don't always like to carry my bag on my arm.
Someone wants to know what the brand of that bag is.
It's Polen.
Is it spelled like that?
Yes, just
Yeah.
like that. Polene.
Yes.
It's French.
It's beautiful. Yes.
Mhm.
So, but yes, it's very nice. I like it a lot.
It looks like squishy leather. I love it.
It is it's nice and squishy. And I got this back before they raised their prices to what they are now.
I want to say that's
It's
close to
crazy.
1,000. I mean, I think they're selling that particular bag secondhand on the Real for like $650.
They're $610 now. Like they cost $610 from the website.
And
And I think when I got it, mine was like $4.
it's beautiful.
What? I'm like, what the heck?
Aaron's got a dirty mind.
Aaron.
Aaron. Really, this is like you're like my daughter's name is Aaron. That's exactly how I talk. I was like, Aaron,
She's
you
sassy.
need to calm down, girl.
She's sassy.
I do the crop dusting all the time. That's what you
Okay, so I'm going to share my bag.
Oh, hold on, I didn't get to show my pen yet.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm just trying to move it along. Friends. All right, what pen do you have?
I'm just a little distracted.
Do I need to cover the comments?
Okay, well, my pen's not as sexy as Claire's. It's just a Pelican at 400, but it goes with the bag really nice.
It does.
Here, I'll show you.
Beautiful. I love it.
It's perfect. And I love the color. What ink do you have in that pen?
I don't know. But Yost is asking me to explain some stuff.
You have to ignore Yost.
Can you explain?
Okay.
Okay.
So-
Oh, but what about my weapon?
Oh yeah, what is your weapon?
It's just a plain gold knife to match the pen.
Oh, I like that one. That's so pretty.
Pretty.
It's just gold. It's just a lot of gold.
I just-
Oh, I like that.
Every week I think she's going to repeat a weapon, and every week it's something new.
I wasn't sure if I'd shown this one or not,
I don't think you have.
but it's all gold. And there's a clip on the back, so if you want to clip it to your pocket,
For a quick draw.
yes. you can.
Yeah, can't compete with that one. I like the gold one. That's pretty.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice. I like it.
Oh, that's like, is it like from the same, like, whoops, late
you have a
HQ?
one too, Claire.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure where this one comes. It was a gift.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's like it kind of goes with the bag and it goes with your right pen.
Yes.
That goes with your red Lamy.
Yeah, exactly. It goes with a lot of red pens. Anyway.
Can you do the blade again one more time? See that's like porn to me. It's like,
Okay, wait. Let's get this.
Uno más.
Buy that just for the show, Claire.
What?
Did you buy that just for today?
No, I had that. I got the sprinkle one, though I have a couple. Those are the only ones I have because I wanted something to open up all the boxes that we get in.
A lot of pens coming to
Amen,
the Coco
sister.
estate.
I'm waiting to see the bell, not the bell, but I can hear when the elevator opens. We have an elevator that goes right to our unit, and but I'm expecting packages. I'm expecting deliveries.
What are you
Oh my
expecting?
goodness.
Believe it, I don't know. Peter ordered some pens, but I'm getting some inks from Vanessa, because we never have enough inks. Vanessa has some great inks.
I have a lot of ink. And Yost, I haven't killed anybody yet.
Not yet. You better watch it.
Not yet.
Nope. It's always good to be prepared.
I feel like I'm jumping the gun on everything. I'm just gonna
Go ahead. Lori, it's your turn. What do you have? What are you carrying today?
What are you carrying, honey? Let's see it.
Oh my gosh. Well, I thrifted this little suede Coach bag for $8.
I used
That's
to have
awesome.
a keychain like that. I had it.
This
The mini
is from
version of the keychain.
Y2K, and this style is kind of back. So I think Angelina's going to end up taking this bag. It is a little shoulder bag, but this is not my vibe. I'm just carrying this today because of my Benu pen that I'm going to share. But we need to share it together.
I'll get mine ready.
The show.
This matched the pen perfectly.
So this was $9.99 at Savers, and I had a 20% off coupon. So it only cost $8. And you can always tell, you can always look, if you're curious about your Coach bag, you can always see the little serial number here, and you can look it up. So you get the style number and all that fun stuff. I do need to clean this though, because it's a little dirty suede on the.
The suede is tough. That was our business. We were in the suede business. So
Were you really?
How would you clean this? Tell me, what would you do to clean this, Claire?
We'd have to ask Peter. Actually, there's some suede cleaner that you could probably put on there, but you have to be very careful with suedes. We used one of the
brush, but
it can be a little tough. And one of our salesmen was a salesman for Coach, and man, I hate paying retail now. It sucks. Used to get such great discounts on Coach. Yeah, but it's a beautiful bag. I love that bag.
I love that bag,
right?
Hey, Yost, I agree. We'll talk later.
Agree with what?
Here.
No, I'm just teasing. I should shut the comments off. Anyway.
Vanessa out of detention at the airport with her weapons. Oh my gosh.
The only weapon I will have with me is this weapon right here, this gun. That's the only thing I can carry anywhere.
How fresh is he?
He's very fresh.
Oh, Michelle says, I have that same bag in black. It was the very first purchase made with my first paycheck when I became a nurse.
That's really cool.
You remember those moments, right? I love that.
For sure.
Okay, so the pen inside, Vanessa and I can share this together. You've seen it on our socials. The fine people over at Goldspot, Tom Otto, sent us the newest collaboration that they are having with Benu with Le Pink Champagne. That did not sound good. The pink champagne.
Champagne.
Or did you ever watch Saturday Night Live back when it was good? Like in the early 90s? About the time that Yost was born? So do you remember?
Yeah, no, he was born in my daughter was born in 1990, and she's 2 years younger than she is.
Oh my gosh.
So Christopher Walken used to show up. Yeah, he's baby.
So go ahead.
Baby. So Christopher Walken used to show up on Saturday Night Live, and he did the Continental, and he used to offer us this champagne. Champagne. Yeah, you'll have to watch a clip of it. It's great. It was great.
I'm like,
It's so beautiful. And I know that my friend Kate is a big Benu girl. Kate, I think you need this pen. And I don't like to push pens because I know everybody's going to do their thing. But this.
Oh, you're such a pen pusher.
Am I a pen pusher? I'm so sorry.
Hey, we could be smoking crack, but we're not.
No, right.
We're
I was just counting the amount of Benus I have, and I'm like, oh, I don't know. I love pink too, so.
That's what I mean. It's just so pretty. The sparkle.
I do have to say that Benu pens,
yes,
the broad pens, are the best for shimmer inks.
Yes,
they are the best, hands down. They handle a shimmer just perfect.
I was just seeing how it does in a blue light. So
let's see.
Not too low.
No, it's too hard.
You know what I love about it? I love the ink that I put with it was a real punchy, bright pink. But this is not as like in your face pink as you might expect.
It's a little more subdued. Like
it's a little more subdued, which I personally love. Even though the ink I picked to go with it is not at all subdued. It sounds weird to say that this is a subdued pen, but it's not like hot
because
pink.
It has so much glitter. It's
exactly.
got like a ton of
that's
glitter
what makes it even more special, in my opinion, is that it is so sparkly and so beautiful, but it's not like fluorescent. It's not like in your face. It is so beautiful. I actually just filmed a Benu video that, obviously I'm featuring this, but I share all of my Benu euphorias. I just have to finish editing it. And I pop in the one talisman and the one, what's the little one that looks kind of like a bullet?
But does it begin with an S?
Begins with B.
I have no idea.
Briolite?
Briolette.
Briolette.
I have one of those as well. Yay. No, I do love this pen. So $158. It is the 2024 edition at Goldspot. So it's not limited. It's not numbered. It's just kind of their pen of the year was my understanding. I don't know if I have that right, Vanessa.
Something like that.
To the show. Yes, thank you, Yute and Jamie. It is the Briolette. Yeah. A match for my unicorn Benu. I don't know what the unicorn Benu looks like. Is that the one that
that's the one that Gourmet Pens has?
Gourmet Pens. Yeah, that one's pretty.
Gourmet Pens. I would like to have that one too.
That one's pretty.
I have a couple of the the ones that are smaller than the Euphoria, but I prefer the Euphoria size. Talisman, thank you. For me personally, with my hands and everything, I just love the feel and everything of the Euphoria.
Yeah, I love the Euphoria. I will say I tend to kind of have a death grip on my pens. I don't hold my pens properly, which has been pointed out to me numerous times in my pen videos. But I hold my pens weird. So sometimes this step right here like gets a little fatigued if I'm doing like 3 pages of journaling. But other than that, it's very comfortable. But I think the Talisman is comfortable as well. This is a Schmidt nib. It's a steel nib. Do I even have to ask what size nib you got, Vanessa?
No.
Okay. So yeah, these are the best.
It's broad.
It's so beautiful. Yeah, Claire should be a regular because she does love juicy broad nibs. She does.
Yost keeps pushing that you should be a regular, but I have to tell you, Claire, this position does not pay.
Hey, I help out at the Tasha table at the pen shows lately, right? And she wants, and I'm like, no, I love doing it. For me, I don't want to say this. People come in and out of your life for a reason at the right time. Mm-hmm. And for my husband and I, we fell into this and this community, and I'm just so grateful and thankful because of some things we've been through. And I don't want to, take everything, down, but I'm just grateful, and I just absolutely love it. And we do things, we give back. So for me helping, it's me giving back. So yes.
Anyway. Cool. That makes total sense. Well, we're all happy to have you.
Yeah. Oh, so, and I have a Benu sitting on my. Yes, I do have a Benu.
Closer.
Okay, so I want to tell you a little story about this one.
That is pretty.
If you notice right here, you see a little fairy. I didn't notice it when I bought the pen. And it makes perfect sense to me now. I used to tell my daughter stories when she said, Mommy, can you please tell me that story about Princess Alexandra? Her name was Alexandra. Princess Alexandra and the whale. And she used to be able to talk and swim with the whales. And I saw this on the Benu. I got from the Benu site because it's one of their limited editions. And I got it in and I loved it. And I turned it around. I'm like, oh my, there's Princess Alexandra.
So you didn't even see that when you bought the pen.
I know, I did not. So it was a happy surprise. And I just absolutely love this pen. So it's really cool. So I love my Benus. In fact, I may give one of the talismans away later on down the road. I have to think about it because I do love my Euphorias better, and I don't use the talismans. And so you want to say, I'm going to give a previously loved pen away, and I will do that on. Okay. Previously loved is great, and so anyway, but so this is my favorite one of all the Benus that I have for that reason.
That's really
story.
That's
that's when you think about the meaning of pens for me, when I buy them now, I've learned a lot in this year and a half of collecting, and you learn a lot with the stories, and a pen now for me has to speak to me. I'm getting very picky in my old age. So anyway, we're just having fun with it. But yes, I'm grateful and thankful. This is great between learning, journaling, and creating, and the pens. And someone said to me, "Do you ever learn enough?" And I said, "A stupid woman thinks she knows it all. A wise woman wants to keep on learning."
I love it.
And I want to keep learning. And I even learned something from you, Vanessa, the other day.
Did you? What?
Well, when you were showing your creative book, right? And I'm like, I use Chanel makeup and products and the whole bit. And, because my name is Clare, Coco, and yes, it's Coco. And, that's
so awesome.
Which is great. Clare Coco has a nice ring to it. Mm-hmm. And I use some of the Chanel products and everything. And I'm like, damn it, I could do a page I'm kicking myself in the ass for throwing all those freaking boxes away. Okay.
Don't throw it away.
No.
Don't throw the packaging away.
No, I ran out of my perfume the other day, and I was there, and they gave me a little bag, the bag, like a creative bag and everything. Oh no, I want it. Yeah. Whatever you can give me. Yes, I need it.
Props.
The props, because you can use anything to create with.
Yes.
So that's what I've learned from, learning from you and learning from everybody in the community.
Yeah.
I just spent this weekend with a good friend of mine. She came up from Miami, and she's an amazing artist, and she's helping me do creative journaling. So
it's very cool.
Yep. And she's like, no, you can use everything. So and
what types of hints does she give you, or tips for creative journaling?
Layering. Don't be afraid to layer. Don't be afraid to you have to lay it out first. Lay out everything before you actually stick it down, and see how your placement of everything is. Now, whether we're just doing creative journaling or writing on a page or everything, just kind of lay it out and see how the process going. And sometimes it's like, no, she's like, just do it. Just trust yourself. Mm-hmm. And I have grown that way too. My friend Suzette, and she's going to be teaching a couple of creative workshops in Miami, DC, and Orlando. So for creative and just inspiring. And I'm thankful that it's really funny. I did not meet her in DC. She was at the DC show last year. And I met another gentleman at the DC show. And he's the one that and he lives out in California, and he introduced me. Oh, you should meet this woman, Suzette. She lives in Florida. And Suzette and I, almost every night we FaceTime and we journal together. We may not even talk to each other. And which is kind of neat. It's like having your girlfriend and, thank God for modern technology. Mm-hmm. Now, if we could have those masks like the Jetsons and not have to get dressed up all the time.
That would be very cool. I'd love that.
Yeah, from a fully, I mean, they do have it with some of the filters you can use, but
Mm-hmm. Claire, I feel like we're touching on so many of the things that I wanted to talk to you about, in a very natural way, because just the way that you have kind of embraced the community and the amount of pen shows you've gone to, the friendships you've made, whether it's with that older gentleman in Australia or with Sid, who repairs and gets you your Mont Blancs. Did you meet him in Orlando or did you meet him prior to?
I met him in DC. This is there was so I was following this one. Her name's Nusha, but she goes by Ferocious and Pretty Pens.
Oh, yes.
And she's wonderful, and we talk all the time. We made plans to meet at the DC show. She wasn't thinking about. She wanted to go, but she wasn't sure. And then she said, "Oh, I finally got a hotel room. I'm going." So we made plans to meet up because I had some questions, and we started emailing back and forth, and that's how it all started. And she introduced me to a few people at the DC show, and they embraced us. And Sid was part of the group, and we just hit it off. And Peter had a Mont Blanc pen that he got in, and a used one, and Sid was able to fix it. And that's how our friendship started with Sid. And then when we went to Orlando, we got closer, and we consider him our nephew. I talk to him all the time, and we, every time we're at a show and stuff, we make time for each other, and he's just really a great kid. I
don't know if you watched our episode that Sid was here. I think you were here.
Yes, I did. After the fact.
They're a family, is what he said.
Yeah. I saw that afterwards. It brought, and his mom had to go have some surgery and stuff, and we just texted back and forth, and she's doing great. So, because he was supposed to go to the Chicago show and he couldn't. He had to cancel out because his mom needed some surgery and stuff like that. And it's like I said, all the people that we've met, and even at the Tosh, like we started talking. Sue Beck is another great friend, and she and I are going to go to Stationery Fest together. We're from DC. We made that plan to do, and it's like yes, So we'll all meet up, and I'll see you guys at the Stationery Fest.
It'll be so much fun.
Kind of cool.
Yeah,
really cool.
How do you prepare when you go to a pen show, because you have an extensive collection as it is? Do you usually have something on your radar that you're thinking of getting for the pen show? Like, what's your process in identifying new pens when you have so many? And like you said, you're getting picky in your old age. So what is it about the next pen that excites you, or what are you looking for?
Okay, so for instance, I love music.
Mm-hmm.
I sing, I have a great time, I love music. So when thinking about a collection, there's so many different brands now are dedicating to the arts. For instance, Mont Blanc, even Pelican. So this last pen show in Chicago, I said, okay, yes, I am collecting Social Security now, my first Social Security check. So it's feeding my pen habit. I said, I'm taking my Social Security check early. Why not? So I like, yes. So on my radar, I was looking for a Mont Blanc Elvis pen. That's what I wanted, the Elvis. I had to have the Elvis. Mm-hmm. And my go-to guy at the pen show, Jimmy DeOlive, he's always at the pen shows. He usually has a lot of Mont Blancs, and he has Namiki pens, and he's just a great, I love Jimmy. He's such a great guy. He really is a great old guy, right? You know Jimmy. Yeah. So I said, Jimmy, do you have any Elvis? He said, Claire, I just sold my, like, damn, So I would like walking around, and I found someone that had one. And this other gentleman overheard me talk to Jimmy, and he said, oh, I have one, come see it. And I went over to see what he had, and his was not the Elvis I was looking for. I have no idea what he had. Okay. So I said, thank you. And I went on. And then I did find my Elvis bed.
Oh, good.
And this is the one I wanted. Mont Blanc did a couple of different, 2 different Elvis pens, and one is more expensive, but I didn't like that one. The white one, there's a white one. Mm-hmm. And it had nothing. Yes, I'm going to bring it in. Whoops, wait a minute. I forget I got to look up there. Okay. So it has the Elvis Presley on the pen cap, and then of course on the snow cap, I'm gonna bring it up there. I don't know if it's like, you know what? Maybe let me show. Does it show better? Yes. There we
Yeah,
go.
we can see it.
Elvis on the. There you go. There's Elvis.
Oh,
Okay.
that's so
So
cool.
cool.
And it's wicked cool. And then
It's wicked
it
cool.
has.
She's
It's
from
wicked.
Boston.
Wicked. I'm from Boston. Wicked cool. It's better than saying wicked pissa, right? Wicked pissa. Wicked pissa. It's another. So, whoops. Wait. This way. There we go.
You guys,
And
Yost is going to bed.
Bye,
good night.
Yost.
Get your beauty
Night,
sleep. I'll see you in the morning. From my morning, my time. Anyway, Elvis Presley is engraved on the nib cap. So, and
That's
the
so cool.
hook of the pen is basically what you would plug in to an amplifier.
Oh,
In
wow.
case anybody's wondering, and that is like an amp thing. Yes, so you could,
So cool.
or a mic. It could be a mic too, but
And what
but
about
I'll leave it.
what is the clip? What is the design of the clip? That's what
It, I just, it could be like from a mic or something. I don't know, but it's got his initials on there, EP. Elvis
Okay.
Presley.
Oh,
And it's just so funny. I was going through the checkout counter. Ooh, let me get this. I was going through the checkout counter at the market the other day.
looks like Claire has a magic cabinet too.
I do. I have a lot of magic cabinets. And it's like, okay, there I can, might be the
that's
Las Vegas.
Oh, that is fun.
Yeah.
So
So
this was at the the checkout counter at the grocery store. I'm like, wow, they're still talking about Elvis. It's so cool. And I actually, Peter and I will be celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary in a couple of weeks.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank
guys.
you. And our song, believe it or not, was an Elvis Presley song, which I have recorded, and it's on my YouTube channel.
You sing that.
Yeah,
song.
I can't help falling in love. So yeah.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
I ask people, what was your wedding song? And some people don't remember. It's too funny.
Do you remember yours, Vanessa?
No, we eloped. We didn't have a wedding song.
Oh,
Yeah.
that is so exciting.
We eloped to Las Vegas. So
Did you go to the drive-through chapel or an Elvis Presley?
no, it wasn't that spectacular.
Just did it.
we just did it.
Spectacular in my book.
Well, I really, at one point when Peter and I got married, we're blending two families together that were I married a competitor in business.
Ooh. Ooh.
Yeah. So then, the wedding, like we told our parents we didn't want a big wedding. Well, my grandmother got a hold of the list and that showed up. And at one point I looked at Peter and says, let's just elope. I can't do this anymore. There was just I said, the list is getting bigger. Our receiving line was 3 hours, almost 3. It was just ridiculous. It was just, it's like the blending. Oh, please. It was just, but yeah, we had 600 people were invited, 500 came.
Yeah.
So
That's
yes,
hard.
at Caruso's Diplomat in Saugus, we had
so awesome.
it's no longer there anymore.
American Club in Leominster. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So anyway, we digress off of pens. So let's get back to pens. But yeah, so where am I going with this?
Meaningful stuff, and that's what kind of
Yeah.
I was asking what motivates you for your purchases. So we do
that does
a lot of
a little bit
tie back to a personal thing for a lot of us,
Well, it does. I mean, I just had a pen that I had made for my daughter.
I wanted to see this because you were waiting for this to arrive.
It finally came in, and it's so funny. The resin on it is called Alexandrite. These are the colorations. We love these colors. She loved those colors, and she loved elephants and scriptorium pens. I gave her the elephant pendant that my daughter used to wear, and
Oh wow!
And it's perfect. So
that's the actual pin, Claire.
That's yeah. No, it's not the actual pen. Pendant. I have the actual pendant. I just sent them the picture of it, and she had her jeweler do it. Yes,
that is really really cool.
It's a great memory, and it's really cool, and it's great, and I just absolutely love it. So yeah, and let's put it like this. And the question that you asked the next guest, if you can only take one pen with you.
That's the one.
That's the one. Yeah. Yeah. So
Wow.
things have, pens have meaning, which is a great thing. And I think that's what it is. So that was the one pen. But, I have, I found this on a website. Peloton did a pen called the Concerto.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
That's beautiful.
And it really pretty. And it's an M800 size.
Perfect.
And it has the first score of Beethoven's fifth on there, I believe.
Wow.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
So, and it's really pretty. And so I do love, I have a whole bunch of Pelicans. Oh, it's so funny. Kurt had this sitting at his table. We all love Kurt Spear, right?
Oh yeah, he's awesome.
And so I said, oh, Kurt, how much is this pelican? It's an old pelican. It's wicked old.
Oh my
It was
gosh.
like $25. And believe it or not, it's a cartridge. It's cute. You can throw it in your pocket. It's a pocket pen, right? And, it's a small one. But yeah, so because it had piano keys on it, I had to have it, right?
I love it. Oh, I love that everybody's sharing their wedding song.
Yeah.
Really? I haven't seen that. That's cool.
Nice. I love it.
I think it's so cool. Yes. Thank you, Suzette. I'm reading what she wrote. And off to bed. See you tomorrow, Claire. Yeah, it's okay. Oh, I'm way behind.
So we have a question for you, or I guess for any of us. Shannon says, never been to a show, very new. How many do you tend to purchase at a show? I feel like we all probably have different answers.
Well, the very first pen show that I ever went to was the DC show. And, I made mistakes. Yeah, the problem is, okay, Vanessa, is your husband
2020? How many pens did you buy? What were your mistakes and why?
Okay, so DC show. We go there now. Okay, Vanessa, is your husband into pens?
No.
Lori, is your husband into pens?
No.
You got two nuts in this household.
Oh, wow.
We came home with 17 pens.
Oh my gosh.
And my husband, like the first table you go by, he's buying a pen, and I'm like, I didn't really care for that. and yeah, so it's like whatever. He did his thing, and I did my thing. And then I come home and I'm like, what this? What do we do? So I can tell people when you go to a pen show, this is what you should, it's your very first pen show. I tell this all the time. Walk around, take notes, write it down. Don't buy the first pen you see, because you're going to see a lot. There's tons there, especially if you go to the DC show. And that's the biggest pen show around. It's huge. I mean, I couldn't believe the rooms. It's like, I thought it was just the main ballroom. And then you go outside, and outside the ballroom, there's all these, like, every square inch of that hotel was covered with
Covered in pens.
Pens, inks, journals, all the paraphernalia. And I almost had to go buy another suitcase. So
that's a good book.
Wow.
Not only that, but the ATM machine broke. People. Not for me. No, it broke, and I actually had someone. The people. You can make some deals and stuff like that, and I didn't break it. I never even went to it, but they were wheeling in a new ATM machine.
That is so funny.
I know.
Really funny.
So just take notes and walk around. If a pen is meant to be, and you go back and it's still there, then it's meant to be. If somebody else buys it and it's not there, oh, well, then it wasn't meant to be, because that's what I've learned from me. I'm not going to be like, oh my, I'm not going to. And I still make some mistakes with not asking, I was all excited about a pen, and I'm like, okay, do I buy it? No, I'm going to walk away. And I did that. And that's a good thing, is walk away, because the next day it was still there, and you go back. And sometimes at the end of the show, if it's still there, yes, we get better deals at the end of the show.
That's true.
But yeah,
My
it is
husband just recently shared with me some article he read about people expressing that they feel more joy in the preparation of vacations than the actual vacation. And sometimes I find a lot of joy in watching the YouTube videos and researching a pen and really getting excited about it, almost even more so than when it comes in. Like I get excited when it comes in, but there's always that moment where you're worried you're going to be let down when it arrives. But until it arrives, there's all this like excitement around it. And I think what you're saying, Claire, too, is, you know, if it's meant to be, you know, there will always be more pens and such. And so sometimes if you can just wait it out a little bit, you can even gain momentum. Like you can go by 5 other tables and say, you know what, that other one is still calling my name. And that will feel a little bit better when you do go back and make the purchase, you know, if you decide to do it in that moment.
Exactly, because then it's like, you know, you really need to take your time. And, you know, there's, I'm just picking up any pen in my box here. Okay. So, you know, I got my watercolor in it, which is beautiful. But, you know, take the pen, open it up, take a look at the nib, make sure it's the nib that you actually want. If they can exchange the nib, great. You know, and you really have to like really take your time, feel it in your hand. Is the grip section like right for you? Just, you know, just take all the necessary steps to make sure this is the writing instrument that you absolutely want. And at the beginning, you know, you kind of look at stuff and like, oh, that pen's gorgeous, I'm going to order it, you know, because we don't have anything here in South Florida. There's no really store to go in to try stuff.
Right.
And so you're ordering stuff in. And then I've heard more people complain about, they got this pen in and we don't like it. I said, send it back. They'll take any good, reputable store, we'll take it back. Especially if you're having a problem with it, especially if you don't ink it. I got a pen from Goldspot just a few weeks ago because I took it out of the box. I looked at it, I held it in my hand, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like it. I don't like the feel of it. It doesn't fit right in my hand. I called them up and they said, no problem. We'll you know, and if you're a good customer, that's the way they should treat you too, you know, because they want your, you know, your business, and you send it back. I belong to, you know, a couple of different fountain pen groups, and we were doing a Zoom, and there was someone that was complaining about his Mont Blanc. I got this Mont Blanc I never use. It sits in a box. I said, why don't you use it? He said, well, it writes terrible. I said, why don't you take it to a nib meister? Just to get it tuned is going to be about $25. So whatever it is, it's not just a basic tuning. I mean, if you want to grind, it's going to be more. He couldn't be bothered. I said, okay, so you're going to let $1,000 pen sit in the box because you're afraid to use it. I said, that does not make sense to me.
No. I think that because we watch so many videos and we talk to one another, the purchasing of expensive pens has become so normalized within the community. And then, you know, I'll look at a pair of pants and I'm like, I'm not paying $70 for those pants, but I'll pay $500 for a pen. You know,
you got your priorities.
It's like monopoly money when we talk about pens, you know? So I do think it's definitely worth like pausing, and if you're not pleased with it. And I don't think the companies want you to be unhappy with a pen and then complaining about it, especially if it's new and you have all the paperwork and whatnot. But yeah, I think that these are expensive things we're buying. So we should definitely love them, and we should definitely try do as I say, not as I do. We shouldn't be so impulsive when we make purchases.
Well, yeah, you know, it's like, okay, all right, yeah, I like it. And then you close the lid on your laptop and I'm like, you know, you're sweating, and I'm like, okay, it comes in and it's like, yeah, no, I like it.
Yeah.
There was a pen that we got on auction. Peter got it, not me. You know, he got it on eBay, and it was a Monte Grappa. And I said, Peter, I looked at the person's description, and I read it, and I emailed him back because he said he doesn't take returns. I said, well, he's going to take this return because you get eBay involved at this point, because the whole section or something was included or put in correctly, and the pen was like it just wasn't right. And they actually took it back. He understood. He was new at selling these pens, and he got it in on or whatever, and he took it back, and I got the credit. I said, you know, it's just not right. And I pointed out because I knew what I was talking about. And that's when you're doing stuff on auction, that's a little bit different than it is when you're buying from a retailer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have to really be careful when you're buying stuff on like eBay or any of these other auction sites. You can tend take a look at all their reviews and stuff like that too, because everybody's like, oh, you're going to take a chance buying at an auction site. Well, I said, yeah, well, we look at everything. You know,
Yeah, I think eBay is pretty safe. I mean, I've been a seller on eBay for over 20 years, and I don't take returns on my items. But if it's an item that went to a customer and it wasn't as described, and it's on my end, I always accept it. You know, yeah, sometimes I feel like customers aren't always truthful. You know, but either way, eBay 99.9% of the time will side with the buyer over the seller. So even if you don't accept returns, you accept returns.
Exactly. And that's what I found. Cause I've been selling stuff on eBay for a very long time. Yeah. And, so in getting back to collecting pens, a friend of ours, used to sell Visconti and Mont Blanc and a few other pens in his jewelry store. And then during COVID, the fountain pens weren't selling or anything. So he took whatever he had left in stock and put it in storage. And then he found out that we were collecting pens, and there were a few pens in his collection that we really wanted. And Peter made a great deal with him. And we got a lot of the pens in and their inks, some of the inks. Now, I don't know what Mont Blanc was thinking when they made Walt Disney yellow. Okay. And some of the inks. So I've been selling a lot of the, or even like, I have a couple here because I got to repost them. Cause Peter's like, I'm not going to, so I got, like, this is for the ladies edition pearl that goes into one of their pens, or these are ballpoints or whatever. And, or roll a ball pen, like all these.
What do you have for inks? Can we make a deal? Show us some inks you have. Maybe Vanessa and I want to buy them.
Yeah.
Do you use ballpoints?
No.
Okay. There's this ballpoint fine liner and Yeah, these are ballpoints. I don't use ballpoints. So these go on the eBay store. I'm not interested either, but they do go up on the eBay store.
I love how we're disgusted at the time.
Disgusted by that.
The ballpoint? No. Okay, there is a need for rollerballs and ballpoints for some things, okay? Not all things, but there's some things.
This is my one ballpoint that I use. And then Vanessa, tell us your story. This is my little, someone corrected me on this too. How do you say Swarovski?
Swarovski, Korsko? I can't
My mother-in-law gave me this, and I use this on the back of my printing labels because my fountain pens just, they wipe away. So this is my only ballpoint that I use. And I have my little Hobonichi one too, but I don't use that.
That's cute.
Yeah, I do use a Monte Grappa rollerball because it goes with my other fountain pen, which is the Time. So sometimes you just need one of those, but it's a cool pen, isn't it? I also have the fountain pen that matches it.
So I use the Retro 51. This is the one I use if I need to use a rollerball or something. But
yeah, we collect those too. Yeah. Don't even go there.
A lot of people do. But
you know what? They're kind of fun to collect, and we gift those out. Oh yeah, the Bic. Okay. Can you
put that around just to show people if this is?
They ever swap for
piece of garbage
things at the shows?
Yes.
Like ink swaps or pen swaps?
Yeah, some shows. Some
of the pen shows they have what we call giving tables. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people will just take stuff that they don't care about, not that they just want to pay it forward. So it could be inks, like a lot of inks, like so we get inks in all the time because you think, oh my God, how many blue inks do we need? Right. But, that ink is so nice though. But it looks like every other blue ink we have.
Yeah. So where are these giving tables? At your pen group?
No, at the pen shows. Pen shows.
Yeah.
They do have them. There's even when we were in Baltimore, there was people would just put stuff on the giving table, and you could go buy them. There was washi tapes, and in fact, I picked up a washi tape there because it was an Esterbrook washi tape. Someone just threw on the table. I thought, how cool is that, right?
That's a great idea. I love that.
Yeah, giving tables. So stuff that you have laying around that. Just people they call it pay it forward. Some people will take some inexpensive pens because there are a lot of people that go to a pen show that can't afford the higher end pens or whatever. But if they go to the giving table and they want to know about fountain pens or get into fountain pens, that's a cool way to do it. Just check out the giving table.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Or you could just unstash your stash.
You stash, right?
Get rid of some stuff.
The previously loved pens,
Yes.
all the previously loved.
Pre-love.
I'm just sitting around here looking. I mean, stuff. So 35 years ago, I bought Peter his first Mont Blanc fountain pen, and I still have it. So, yes, to say that we started collecting recently, which is true. This is the Oscar Wilde, and I got him the whole set. And he had Mont Blanc rollerballs and ballpoints at that time that he would use, 35 years ago. And he was out at business lunch, and he paid for the check. He put his pen down and left the restaurant, and the pen was gone. And he was so mad at himself. He said, if I can't be that responsible, I'm going to take all the pen, he had a few pens in his collection because he was the collector, and he put them away and never, ever touched a pen, an expensive pen again.
Now? You're not losing them.
Yeah. So then when we moved to Florida full-time, and decided to make it full-time, we sold our house up north. He took the pen collection with him, and he decided to investigate all that and look at that. And that's how the whole thing started. We were at the hotel, and I said, they sell Mont Blanc in this jewelry store, and we went to check it out. So that's how the whole thing started with that, and it's been the deepest rabbit hole ever since. And it's just amazing. I'm just like sitting here. For instance, like I said, I love helping out at the Tasha table. I'm actually going to be working it in Orlando, and because Sue Beck, who does work with Sue Zhen, can't do it, and I said, and Sue Zhen's looking for somebody to help her, and I said, I'll do it. So I'm learning. But my very first Tasha pen, of course, what way to go is with the Sunset Peacock.
Beautiful. Wow.
Now it just kind of goes with my fan.
Yeah, it goes. It goes with your fan. It's perfect.
It's perfect. And then learning more about the work and everything with what the Urushiatus does with the abalone, and it's amazing. They at the Baltimore Pen Show, Tasha did an auction to raise money for the survivors of the earthquake in Japan. Wow. Because you think about it, all the Urushiatus and everybody there, their livelihoods taken away from them. Luckily, people that worked for Tasha were all safe, but their livelihood was taken away from him. Their workshops, all the pens that were slated to come, that were being made, destroyed. So they had an auction, and she was auctioning a few pens, and this is the one I wanted. And it's called Aurora Nights. And the interesting part about this one is the abalone is cut on strips. There's not pieces. This is a full strip at an angle, which is very hard to do. Wow. And it's an artist proof, so I have 0.000.
Wow,
gorgeous!
And I got it. Cool. I was bidding against Bert from Bert's Inkwell, Bertram's Inkwell, and he saw that I really wanted it, so I won.
Oh, that's so nice.
He stopped bidding because at that point I said you should have bid a little more because I was at my limit too, so I won. Wow. And that's part of the collection. I still have to figure out what I'm going to put for ink in this one.
There'll be an auction at DC for Wahima.
Oh, great. Oh, so yes, good, cool, perfect. That would be wonderful. I think that would be a great. So Sue, you're telling me I have to bid again, right?
You're up.
Yeah,
I'm up again. But I just love the pens, and they're Sailor King of Pen nibs on them, and they're beautiful.
That's not bad. Working at the Tasha table. I mean, come on.
Oh, I get to, and I have a blast.
That's That's
but I'm at the Tasha table working, and these people are coming up to me, and they're like, "You're Clare Coco," and I'm like, Yeah. And they're like, we saw you on Yo Sappleboom. And we love the episode with Squeebo. And we bought the pen because you love it so much. And we love it. Thank you.
How nice.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, can we take your picture? And I'm like, yeah. My wife, and Peter's like, yeah, that's my wife, the international pen celebrity. And so this is funny. So I have a friend that does leather pen holders. And this one actually made for Yost because he saw it one time, and I said, oh, I'll get you one. And so I made one for myself too. This is Applebloom.
Nice.
That is really nice.
And he will do it with your name on it, and stuff. I don't, so in here is Peter's, these are all Peter's green celluloid pens.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so, which is great. And then we had one made that says Mont Blanc and another one that says Monte Grappa. He took the logos. I'm not sure if he's supposed to do that or not, but he's a friend. He can't really sell them technically, right?
Right.
He's a friend,
He's a friend.
and Peter, when he finds a pen that he likes, he has to get one on every thing. So anyway. This is going to.
Oh, wow. Gosh.
Pretty. I love the red.
I know. Isn't it cool?
That's really great.
And these are all the Peter has to get all the lava. He's like, oh, there's another lava pen. I'm like, the only lava pen I wanted was the white one. And he stole it from me.
Iris. Is it Iris, the purpley one? That's the one I have.
Yeah, I got this, the white, whatever. Yeah, that's the one.
So wait, he stole it from you? He's just like,
yeah,
that's mine now?
Yeah.
No.
I can use it. Well, I had it inked with something that I really liked, and he's like, no, he said, I'll make a deal with you. Can I have that one? And I'll let you get something else. And I'm like, okay, fine.
What'd you get? What'd you get?
At the time, I don't actually, I'm trying to think of, I probably got another Mont Blanc or something. I'm trying to think. Oh, no. I know what it was.
A little time.
No, I got it. Another Pelican, the Ocean Swirls.
That's
what it was.
beautiful. That's a really nice one.
It's a beautiful. No, I did not. No, I got it at Chatterley. From Chatterley Luxuries had it, so that's where I got it from there. But
Claire, somebody asked, you don't have to answer, but how did you and Peter meet? Do you all have a neat story?
Yes, we do. It's actually a really cool story. Okay, so I'm going way back when.
Right.
My father-in-law used to work for my grandfather. I never met Peter growing up. What happened was, in fact, when my mother-in-law gave birth to Peter, my mother went to the hospital to bring her home because my father-in-law was busy working. So my mother actually got to carry Peter home from the hospital.
As a baby?
As a baby, yes. And Peter's middle name is after my grandfather. My grandfather is Michael, so it's Peter Michael. And I'm Greek, and my husband's Italian. And they wanted my grandfather to be my husband's godfather, but way back when, in the late 50s, early 60s, that wasn't really allowed to have someone that's Greek Orthodox baptized an Italian Catholic. Now you can. It's all by proxy, and it's fine. No, because the religions are very close. So my father-in-law saw that a lot of the family members, my mother's the oldest of 5, and all the daughters that were getting married, the husbands were coming into the business. So my father-in-law decided to leave the company, and he went off on his own. And they had he started his own, we were in the leather business. We manufactured suedes, colored them and processed them that got sent out to different companies like Birkenstock and New Balance and ballet slippers and tool belts and all kinds of stuff. Wow. And I grew up hearing about the Coco family, and I'm talking after I was when I was 20, my grandparents happened to be at the same restaurant as my in-laws. And I'm trying to make this long story very short. And anyway, they send over drinks and they start talking. And my grandfather looks at my sister-in-law and says, I have 7 grandsons you can have your choice from. And my husband says, I opened my big big mouth and said, "Do you have anybody for me?" The family started talking again, and I met Peter a few weeks later. We went on our first date on June the 5th, 1982, and we got married June the 9th, 1984, 2 years later from our first date.
Oh,
We were engaged in 6 months. He
it was like a arranged marriage, like, but not, like they
it
just
was
like
not.
all the seeds, and then you guys just hit it off.
Yeah, and we did. We really hit it off. I can remember, and why do you remember dates? It's because something fell on that date. I mean, we started dating on June the 5th, and on August the 17th, we went out for lunch, and it was like my aunt's birthday, and that's the reason why I remember the date. He gave me a friendship ring, and he said to me, "This will be the first of 3 rings." He's very romantic.
Ooh, he knew. He knew.
Yeah, he knew. He knew. Yeah.
Wow.
We kind of like knew right away. The engagement ring.
Oh, and then the wedding.
Oh, and then the wedding.
And the
ring.
wedding, and then the wedding ring. The friendship ring, yes. Yeah.
So
And
romantic.
so it's like, oh, you're welcome. It's a cute story. I mean, I kind of, my father and my grandparent, they would see, my father-in-law at the leather shows and stuff like that, and they were friendly competitors. If for some reason if my father needed something from, and they would call up and say, "Hey, can we borrow this?" So, but they never really were close until after we started going out. And interesting fact, when we got married, the day that we got married, my in-laws came to the house for the wedding, and took usually the father or the bride goes in the limo with the bride and the whole bit, and the poor mother has to find her way to the church or something like that, right? My in-laws, she went to the church with my in-laws.
Oh, wow.
They all went together and the whole bit. It was like really kind of cool. So yeah, it was like
Sorry, Lumpy wants to get out. He sees Angie. Angie, he just saw you. He wants you.
So yeah, and it was very hot the day I got married. It was June the 9th, and it was 98 degrees in Boston.
Yeah, we got married.
And the air conditioners decided not to work.
Ooh.
So yeah, so it's interesting.
That's tough.
So speaking of music, see Monte Grappa, Frank Sinatra pen.
Oh,
Look at that.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
And it's great. It's got the microphone, and it's got a little sapphire for his blue eyes, and the striping is for his tuxedo. And
that's cool.
And the whole pen is really cool. And I do sing some Frank Sinatra songs, because Nice and Easy does it every time.
It's just a beautiful voice.
And just have fun. And then you like your whimsical pens. Whimsy is fine. Like Peter surprised me with Wonder Woman.
Oh, that's fun.
Oh, that's cool.
It's the regular DC Comics Wonder Woman, and but you have some fun. So not all our pens are expensive. I still have some Twisbys, and I still have the Lamies, and like I said, the Benus, and then you have your American pens. You have your Conklins and your Estabrooks, and it's just really I just enjoy it.
Which is your favorite though? Like out of all of these pens you have, what do you gravitate towards the most? What do you end up grabbing for?
Believe it or not, my Viscontis, I do grab, like, this is I think my favorite Visconti is my Lotus Garden.
Okay. I thought she was going to bring out that damn sexy one again.
Oh, yeah.
This is the one I'm always grabbing for. It's like, okay.
Oh, it's
like
like,
grab this one.
Hi, honey. Oh, it's like, and I get Opus 88. Oh, Magna Carta. I love the Mag 600 nib. That flex nib is just totally amazing.
I haven't tried it yet, but I want to.
The one thing I noticed, and I have to figure it out on some of the papers, and I think it's because of the fineness of the nib and pressing down on it. Some different, like it works great on Tomoe River, Rhodia, Clairefontaine. Some papers like Regalia paper, it will feather.
Oh, really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's something with the nib maybe scratching the surface of the paper or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, because that regalia
really
paper is
pretty color.
pretty, it's pretty good stuff.
I know, but every time it feathers like
Wow.
crazy. And
Does
of
the
course I love my
Max
scribos.
600, does that come in a lot of different colors?
Yeah, well when they first came out, hold on one second.
He's gonna be at Dutch Pen Show.
Yeah, he did. He just posted the another Dutch pen show pen.
Ooh.
Yeah,
It's really pretty.
it's really pretty.
Ooh.
It's very, very pretty. I have it in the black and I have it in with the Mag 6 with the flex nib and the purple stacked resin, which is stunning.
That's really pretty.
And I enjoy writing with it. I really do. I love the way it flexes and that line when you on that downstroke. It's beautiful. I just have to be wary on some of the papers I use it with. So, I only I've experienced that too as well. I just haven't figured it out either. I believe it's some of the, but I use a lot of Tomoe River and Rhodia papers, so it seems to be fine. It seems to work great. So that it has to do with some of the papers.
Oh, Kate's saying that's a Goulet exclusive, that purple one?
The purple one is now a Goulet exclusive. I bought it at, okay, so for instance, when I went to the Philly Pen Show, I went because I knew that I went with this pen in mind. That's what I wanted.
Okay.
And he said to me, "You're lucky you're getting it now from me because I can't sell it anymore. I'm signing contracts with Goulet."
Wow.
I remember this story, Claire. I remember you sharing this. Okay.
So once they sign once the pen company signs a contract with Goulet, they can't sell it at a show or with any vendor that's an exclusive.
Is Peter like in the next room?
He's in his office.
Because I'm just like, where is he hiding at? Because
he's in the back, his back office back there. So not to because he's working too. He had to. So he had to do some business stuff. It's so weird because it's a little delay from where we are to the YouTube, and I can see myself. Like I just waved my hand, and 2 seconds later, I'm looking on the other screen and I'm waving my hand. There it is.
Uh-oh.
I find what? I might find
your Lotus pen.
There's collection of my yes. Yes.
Swipe it from you.
Yeah. Oh yes, it has Visconti purple ink, which you can't get anymore.
Really? What is it? What's the?
I think okay. So when I went back to my friend that we bought his stock, in his stock he had 3 bottles of Visconti purple. I will not part with an ounce of it because you can't get it.
Oh.
I think they did
similar ink. Is there like a color if people can't get it, that you would recommend?
I think it's one of the Van Gogh ones that they do. It's not quite the same. I forget which Van Gogh is purple. I'll have to look that one up.
I can't remember.
I have a swatch. Someone asked me what do I do? Hey Vanessa, do you swatch all your inks?
I swatch most of them, but not all of them.
Lori, do you swatch?
I get real lazy.
I try to. I do them in bulk. Like I won't for a while, and then I'll sit down and I'll swatch. I don't have like a beautiful system or everything that comes in the house gets a review and a swatch and a.
Same.
I don't function that way. Either. I'm online trying to look up the Dutch Pen Show Magna Carta pen.
Just go to Instagram.
Go to Instagram. Go to Magna Carta.
The Carta, because he just posted that. Yes, I said, I wish I was going now.
I'll introduce you to him when we go.
I know. Oh, I want to show you something really cool that my friend Suzette, her father, he's so cute. He's 85 years old, and he loves
too. That's very Dutch. It's called
it's and he made Suzette a washi pen holder out of a wine box. And I said, a wooden wine box. And I said, I have a wood wine box from my favorite winery. Do you think your dad could do one for me? And she came this weekend with a gift. I gave her the box. I mean, how cool is this? It's all,
I'm sorry.
He made this for my.
Oh, wow. That is
Oh
so
my
cool.
gosh, for all your washi tapes.
Yeah, so it's my favorite winery is Chateau, one of them, Chateau Montalena in Napa.
Oh,
And he did yep, and he polished it and he put little feet on there.
how pretty. Oh, I love the handles on the side too.
And he's got the little handles on the side.
Oh,
And
they're
I said,
great.
I mean, it's like really cool. I
That is
mean,
very cool.
and Rocky's you would never know that I mean, Rocky is the coolest. Her father's the coolest guy. He gets up every morning and walks 6 miles. I'm telling you, that's like,
That's
and
that's
I
the
was so
foundation
excited.
is exercise, y'all.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Keep exercising. You have to do that.
I keep
But
moving.
so if you have leftover, I mean, that's another DIY thing. If you have those wine boxes.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful.
So, any idea what are the Dutch Pen Show exclusive pens? Yes, we do know, but we can't talk about it.
I don't know when he's going to release stuff.
I don't know when he's
well,
going
Well,
to.
he just showed us the blank. Yost showed us the blanks when we interviewed Vanessa last week.
Okay, I've seen pictures of the Leonardo
This
and
is
the Visconti.
Yes, there's it. Yeah, there's the two. It's beautiful.
Very nice.
Yes.
Go ahead, Vanessa.
They're nice. You'll like it. You'll want it. So
The Visconti and the Leonardo.
yeah.
And yeah,
And
Visconti
and there's going to be an Esterbrook. Because I did
and
the
it's all
box.
going to be pink because this year is pink.
It is pink, but the Esterbrook pen is not pink. I'll just have you know that.
Right.
Shannon says, "What about Stationery Fest exclusives?" I
Oh,
don't
I
know.
don't know.
So
But I'm
did
looking
anybody
forward to
watch the
buying.
video that Daisy just put out about Superior Labor, the workshops? All of their workshops are going to be open for, signups on June 1st. So be on the lookout. But the Superior Labor is going to be doing multiple workshops a day, and they're doing their engineer pouch, which I don't know. They remind me of LL Bean pouches, Claire. They're like a canvas, but then the base painted. They're painting these in the Yoseka green, so it's like the canvas up top and then the painted base. And there are 3 different sizes, and they have leather patches that say like Yoseka Superior Labor, and then it's got the New York City skyline, and then there's kind of a bar in the center, so you can have it personalized. You can put your name on it, and then they have like grommets and different ways that they are going to attach. There's brass tokens, and then there are the leather pieces that when you take the workshop you can buy. There's 3 different sizes of the engineer pouches. I think they're called the engineer pouch, and then there are a couple different charms that you can put on, but so interesting. I think it's going to be really fun. So that's kind of an exclusive, Shannon, if you take the workshop, which I definitely plan on doing.
Oh yeah, that sounds like a cool workshop. Forget it. I can't wait. They're going to post the workshops come June 1st, you said?
June 1st, I think. So Daisy is kind of showing previews of the different workshops. She just posted another one. I don't remember what it was for. It was another workshop. And then you can sign up. But yeah, it should be really fun. I feel like Stationery is going to be really different.
I just saw Sue's question about Coco. I don't think this year Coco is, according to Yost, and that could have changed. I don't know. The last time he heard that Coco wasn't doing a pen for the pen show. I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, because someone asked and he said, I think they were doing too many or something. I have no idea.
Well, he is doing a fair amount, which is really nice. I'm excited.
Yeah, I think they're doing Visconti and Leonardo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is the price point on the Mag 600, like non-exclusive? There's only 21 of these.
She's really interested in this pen.
Okay, I think, well, if it's a non-exclusive, but even like they're about 425, 450, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, something like that. I mean, I know that, I think if you, that is for the special resins. I think the black one was cheaper. I mean, if I remember correctly, I think the black one was 420.
Kate says 420.
420. Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
we just
Peter
booked our
says,
train from Amsterdam to London. So we're just like getting into all of the fun stuff now. I was watching videos on Amsterdam and what we're going to do. We don't have a ton of time.
now are you going to London too, or?
Yeah, Jay has work in London for a few days. So
you're going to hang out at Harrods, right?
yeah, that's my plan. I say all the time, we went to London when Jay first made partner, and they would invite spouses, and it was like an international thing. And we were so freaking broke. It was the first time that I left the country, and I shopped at Marks and Spencer's, and which I loved. I found really cute things there for the kids, but the exchange rate was terrible too. Like the dollar was literally almost half of what the euro was. So it was such a terrible exchange, and we were a young family. And so I said, "Oh, you're paying for it now, buddy." I was joking. Now that we're going back, I mean, it's been 17 years since I've been, so I'm very excited to go.
Yeah, that's really cool. The last time when we went, I almost fell out a window, so that's a whole other story.
What? Oh my
You know,
God.
you know those okay, so we let our agent book the hotel room when we were going on business, and this is like a million years ago. And we get, you know, you're on the flight, it's an overnight flight, and you got a screaming kids on the flight, and you can't really sleep. So we get into our hotel room and we decide to take a nap. And at this point, I can't sleep. So I decided to go take a shower, and their tubs are like concaved and very slippery. And there was a window in the, you know, thank God I cracked the window for some air. And I slipped. It was so slippery that I slipped in the tub, and the shower rod and curtain come crashing down on me. My husband hears this crash in the bathroom. He comes running and he sees me spread, like, and I have my arms out the window and the whole bit. Thank God I cracked the window.
Oh,
I twisted my ankle. I was bruised from my hip all the way down. And I was afraid to take a shower. I would get into the tub and kneel and like kind of watch myself at that point. It was terrible. I said, from now on, when we go away, we need American type hotels and not these little boutique things.
oh my goodness.
It was terrible. And then we had to go to a little village to see a factory. And we stayed at it was a place called the Three Swans Inn. And I was so excited because, well, it was just like a shower stall there. But I'm looking at this place and I'm like, oh dear Lord. I'm talking back in the late 80s. And it was like, the shower head and everything was like right near the toilet. You showered, you know, do all the 3 S's at the same time. Yeah.
Hysterical.
Memories.
When
Yeah.
he's back.
Wow.
That is too funny, Claire.
Yeah. Yeah.
In Blossom.
That's it. Orchard in Bloom.
I've
Is
got like
the
the little
little,
bitty bottle of that.
it's a little bitty.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's a little one. It came with my pen.
it's not as vibrant as the old Visconti. Yeah, it's like, oh, travel with a non-slip shower mat. Yes, that's what we're gonna. And oh no, and Peter's the room was so small. I needed to open the door to put on my jacket.
Oh, that's terrible.
We got a king size bed, and there's a bureau in front of the king size bed. You couldn't open up the drawers.
Oh my gosh.
This place is so. I was like,
That is
Oh.
nuts. That is
Ginger
nuts.
it's so nuts.
Gingery wants to know what the 3 S's are.
Shit, shower, and shave.
There you go. There you have it.
You wanted to know? Hey. Yes,
Oh,
shit, shower, and
that's
shave.
great. That is great.
But
Oh my gosh.
I just, yeah, I know, but someone's a millennial. Okay.
Well, the millennials know. I don't know. I don't even
Probably not. No,
That's
probably.
Yeah, something like that.
Someone said, I did not know.
I did not know. Oh my God, that's really funny.
I know it because it was a phrase that was kind of thrown around in the military a little bit, you know.
Oh, I can see that.
Someone needs to
Someone
tell
will
you.
tell Yost. Baby Yost.
Yeah, baby, the baby. I know. Yeah. I probably have a lot of explaining to do tomorrow morning.
Oh man, yes.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put together like a little workbook for him to learn these different phrases and the meanings.
Workbook.
Yeah. It's like,
So what
okay.
is your next pen show, Claire? So we have the Dutch pen show in just 2 weeks, which is unbelievable.
I know.
What's the next show that you're going to?
So Peter and I were, okay, so for our 40th, which is, in 2 weeks, we're going to go to Italy in October, we're going in the fall. But we decided, okay, and now, Peter had heart surgery 4 weeks ago. He had an aortic valve replacement, and he's doing amazingly well.
He's doing well.
So I said to him, well, we got to do something for our 40th. What should we do? And they said, we're going to go to Asheville, North Carolina for a couple of days. And it actually coincides with the Triangle Pen Show.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
And then on our way there, before we get there, we're going to have, Truffet is not too far from Asheville. So we're going to have dinner with Chris and his wife one night. We're going to spend one night in Greenville and to actually go to a store, even though Truffet will be at the Triangle Pen Show. But it would kind of neat to actually go into an actual pen show. Like when I was in Chicago, we went to Atlas. I mean, how cool is that? Because we don't have anything here in South Florida. So we're really looking forward to that. So we're just going to do a road trip. So we haven't mapped out. We're actually going to drive, and that's kind of dangerous when you go by car because you have a lot more room. And you don't have to worry about luggage.
That's true. You don't have to check luggage and all that. So.
Right. So, I get to go hang, and then we're going to have dinner with Kirk and his wife, Crystal, from Pen Realm, and hang out with them a bit. And I'll actually probably go hang out at their table and help out if they need it. Because he says he's always threatening to put me to work. And I said, yeah, if you need help, I'll stand behind there and sell pens. I can do that.
You can do that.
And I'm getting to know enough about them. I was just looking at this one. Like, we love this. I was showing this to Vanessa the other day. The celluloid. It's an Arte turquoise, and there's just something about this. The smell of celluloid.
Yeah.
The camphor. I'm going to smell the camphor. Okay, so I'm writing and smelling at the same time, sniffing my pens.
We are a weird bunch.
Ebonite has a smell to it too. So the rubber or whatever to it, right?
Right.
But we have a lot of now with the collection, we want to collect unusual pens. I have a few black 149s, and people are going to say, how many black 149s do you need? Well, if we get them at a good price, I'm collecting them because I want to have them maruccied or something done to them to make them our own. So that will make it our own. And then, we got one from Sid. This one's like the Napoleon, which I think is an Ariel Kulak, which is aftermarket, which is kind of cool. So it's totally different.
Yeah.
Or is it that one? And then you get, this one here too is like really cool. You don't see those.
Maybe you should open your own pen store. You could have like a museum, Claire.
Oh, I said to, we love to Penable, and people are like, can we get on your gift giving list, right? And so Peter,
no. I want to get on that list too.
Seriously.
Hey, well, I told you girls, we need to come and we can do a, what did we call it the other day? Pen retreat. Pen retreat. Yes. Yeah.
Florida is we have flights that go to Florida all day long here from Boston to Florida because so many people.
And it's great. Right into PBI International Airport. I'm 15 minutes away. And it's like 2.5 hour flight, 3 at the most, depending on the winds or whatever it is. So it's pretty cool. I don't know what it is from Texas. Oh, I should know it.
Do a little retreat. We can do like a little creative writing session outside, and we can create some pens, and that would be so much fun.
That would be fun.
It would be great. I would love to do.
I used to teach scrapbooking classes for like a decade, and we would do scrapbooking retreats like for weekends. People would just bring these massive bags. I think a lot of people in the planner community, they just had the planner convention. And I think people do the same with their planners now, except now they're working on like traveler's notebooks and things like that.
Yeah.
We have a lot of people come to the pen retreat.
We could set something up. I used to, I'm also a photographer. So, and I used to TA for a few people. Like I said, I love to help out. And one of the things that we used to do, Joyce Tennyson, who's a renowned photographer out of New York, and she has her place up in Maine now, and she has a place here in Florida. And I would TA for her, and we'd do these workshops, and it was like women photography, and we do yoga, meditation, and photography. And it was like amazing. And I'd be in charge of the people that came in for the workshop, because we'd rent a house and everybody would, I would stay in the rented house with all the workshop attendees. And these women were fabulous. They were from Norway one time, and we'd be all, and these Norwegians just, man, they love to drink. So I'm trying to reel them in, because we do my job was to help them edit their photos, and then they'd show one or two the next morning for critiquing. And we'd be up partying until 3 o'clock in the morning, and Claire needed her rest because I had to be back at Joyce's house at 7 a.m. There's only so. But when you're in that creative mode, or when you're like enjoying stuff, you don't think about how tired your ass is.
True, that's true.
You just keep going. But and so relating to that, now we can do all kinds of workshops, and I just enjoy it. And whether it be a pen retreat where you're creating, and photography comes into everything. And I love, Vanessa, when you have, I gotta ask about the paper camera thing.
Oh, the paper shoot camera?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is it right here. I love it. I always have it with me when I go. I've got a little.
That was a beautiful picture of your daughter this weekend, Vanessa.
I know. So is it? Do you like download it?
Yeah, it has. So it has a little SD card in here on the side. You could plug it directly to the computer, or you could take the SD card out. Right now, I've got a little. It's a tiny little card right here where it's only shooting in different shades of black and white.
Cool. Oh, I love that. Black and white. I love black and white photography.
I do too.
There's something about it, and because I think it makes you really look at the image more.
Yes, I think so. I think color takes away from the black and white, brings out. It makes you focus on shape and textures and shadow and all that stuff. So yeah, I like black and white, but there's also certain times where color. It has to be done in color. So this thing, if y'all want it, papershootcamera.com, Vanessa 10, if you want to get 10% off. So
I might have to get one. Seriously, because like I said, I would love it to even take to Italy when we go. It could be kind of fun.
This thing's going with me. It goes. I always have it in my purse.
Yes, we have our iPhones, which shoot amazingly well. The latest and greatest, right? And I have what I call the big girl camera. So I have the big girl camera. But when traveling, especially when I went to France last summer, it was a photo workshop. And I also did take some pens with me, and I was able to journal in the Hobbit. So it was a combination of, I photographed myself, a friend of mine was photographing me journaling in the Hobbit. So all that, but sometimes having a smaller camera is great. Taking all that photo equipment when you need it for a specific thing is great. But when I go to Italy this time, I'm only taking one. I'm taking the big old camera, but I'm taking one all-purpose lens. I don't need to carry I don't need to schlep all that heavy equipment.
That's not at all. I usually carry that, and I carry this camera. It's a little mirrorless camera. It's the
Lumix is great. Yeah,
it takes really great photos. So. And I just keep this, this lens on it all the time. It's just a nice flat 20 millimeter, and it takes wonderful photos. And I don't like changing my lenses if I don't have to.
No.
But yeah, this I usually take this, and I have the paper shoot with me. So I have.
That's cool.
I don't do big equipment anymore.
Vanessa, Ben asked, what makes you like your paper shoot better than your cell phone? Thinking about one for a trip down.
I think it gives your pictures more character. And just I don't know. I just think that we need to put the phone down, and you don't know what's going to be on here.
There's no chipping. Chimping. We used to call it chimping.
You got to snap the photo, and that's it. So you can't go and check it, and you can't fix it or anything like that. And I think that's part of the fun, because when I was growing up, me and my sister, we used to buy a lot of disposable cameras. And it's kind of works like this. You just snap, and then you take it in to develop, and that's it. So yeah, you don't have to process the shots, but you can change the filters And I don't know. I just think it's a lot of fun. I've had mine since I bought this for the Istanbul trip, and I've been using it ever since.
You've really gotten your use out of that. That's wonderful.
Really
My kids, who are ages, well, Rocco will be 20, Angie's 22, Ant's 25. They all love disposable cameras. Like when Jay and Rocco just went hiking in Washington at Olympic National Park, Rocco made them get in disposable camera, and now they're both talking about it. Like, when are we going to get the film developed? And Jay's like, where do you even get them developed now? And Rocco said, we just go to CVS, Dad. But they like are really into disposables. So that is a thing with this generation again, and that was such a thing when we were like in our 20s.
That's what.
Well, they're.
Well, I was going to say, I have to tell you. So when I remember a couple weeks ago, I did my daughter's beach house thing, which was a total nightmare, by the way. Well, after the next morning, it was the final morning we were there, and everybody was out. You know, they've been partying really hard that night, so they were exhausted. And I walked into the kitchen, and I looked around, and I saw a disposable camera just sitting there. I was like, so I picked it up. I was like, oh, it's got like 3 exposures left. So I just started snapping photos. Because that's what you do, is when you find it, you just snap all. And then when you develop, it's like, where did these come from? I didn't snap that photo. She was so
But it's kind of fun. It's really fun not knowing what you actually got.
Yeah. I
And
love
remember
be
when
surprised.
we would get doubles of everything, because you could get double prints. This is when my scrapbook days, and you still didn't know what it was. Then you'd get like doubles of nothing, or like a terrible shark. I would stand over a trash barrel and like throw half of them away. But
that's my favorite. I've always the shittier the photos, the better. I love shitty photos.
I actually remember developing some of my images in a darkroom. So I don't know. It's like, and this is just at the start when things started to go digital. I was working on a infrared photo. I stood for a few hours in a darkroom and trying to perfect the photo. And I finally got it the way I wanted, printed it. It looked fabulous. But I ended up in a week in bed with muscle spasms because I just didn't take a break. I didn't relax. I was just on. I took the negative and scanned it in, and in Photoshop in 10 minutes, I had the damn thing the way I wanted. I'm like, oh God, it's like, the nostalgia of smelling, being in the darkroom and getting around.
Special experience, though.
Right. And actually, it was the very first image I ever put in a competition, and I won Print of the Month, first place. I won a couple of awards with it, and they're like, the newbie won. I mean, it was the very first time I ever put anything in. I said, well, I'm all set. I won. I don't need to do this.
One and done. One and done.
No, I actually did. I did it for a while, and I used to judge and the whole bit. Yeah. So I forget half the time. I forget half the stuff I used to do. It is a lost art.
That's awesome, Julia.
Yeah, it's a lost art, and some people are starting. I like the fact that even at the last pen show I was at, there were young people really interested. Young people wanting to know more about pens.
Yeah, I love that. I love seeing these, younger people into all that stuff.
When we were at the Orlando Pen Show, we met this couple. Peter needed to take a seat. He was not feeling well, so we sat down at one of the. You know how when you walked in, they had those round tables.
Yeah.
So he sat down at the table, and there was a young couple there.
I remember this couple. Did they come visit you in Florida?
They do come visit. They live in Tampa.
Oh, okay.
Jorge and his girlfriend Perla. We've adopted them, and they call us aunt and uncle. We're aunt and uncle now. And so Jorge's 21. Now, his girlfriend went away last week on a trip, and he chose to come visit us instead of going. I mean, he's 21. Go hang out with your kids, friends. Have a party, have a good time. He came and he just enjoyed. He and Peter talked all night long. He helped tune some pens. He was inking pens. They played chess. They did, respectful, wonderful. I mean, yes, they're deep in our heart. I mean, seriously. And, it's just so great to see. And then when I was in Chicago, all these young kids walking around, asking questions about the pens, loving the pen. I met this young girl from Toronto who has her YouTube channel, and she has her Instagram. And her story is amazing. And she interviewed me. She was doing all the like 20 pen, I don't know, whatever it was. And I said, sure. She said I was like one of the fastest people to get through it. But really, I just love the fact that young people gravitate, it's not going to be, hopefully not a dying art, because I think it's great that they're coming into it.
Yeah, I wonder, because I feel like we're kind of in a bubble sometimes. So we all love it and our families know about it. None of my kids are into it, but I do wonder, like, because I do think it's trickling in through the planner community, and I see like the bullet journal community is getting into it as well. So people from outside of like the strictly pen community are now getting a taste. And I'm doing a practice workshop before I go to the Dutch Pen Show with my friends. And I was with my girlfriends last night, and they have they're inviting one of their daughters is an art student, and another one's like, oh my God, I love fountain pens. And they're 22 and 23 years old. And they're going to take my little pre-workshop before we go, which, I don't think Ange will want to come, but they're going to come, and it'll be fun. It'll be fun.
Well, my nieces, my nieces like to be pen-abled, and I pen-abled them. And one of my nieces came to the Orlando Pen Show. And this is the funniest thing. She comes visit. She works at Disney.
She took the workshop, right? Did she?
Yes, she took the workshop with Vanessa, my niece Dina, and she loved it. And then she came to visit after. She says, "Uncle Peter, I've been learning more and more about pens, and I really love the Viscontis." Right? And we give her a Lamy, right, to start off with and everything. And by the time she left the visit, Uncle Peter sent her home with a Visconti.
Oh, yeah.
A start of Visconti, not a big end, a start of Visconti. And I'm just looking at some of the comments and stuff like that. And yes, they are starting to bring back cursive in school, and I think it's a disservice to people or children that don't know how to write their name.
It's crazy. There's going to be this little bubble of kids who don't know cursive writing.
My kids, my kids' generation is that generation.
We gave
got it, but barely.
My nephew for his 15th birthday, Uncle Peter decided to give him a starter Mont Blanc, like a ballpoint, because he just got into a prep school, and he figured he'd get him a ballpoint for prep school. Oh, Uncle Peter, thank you so much, but I don't know how to write.
Just don't know how to write, period?
No, well, because they're so busy on their tablets.
Yeah.
And
it's the law.
So, but I think it's just now it's law to learn cursive in Illinois, and I think California brought it back. And I don't taking things away and not teaching children things that we grew up with. They need to learn.
Yeah.
That's enough of my soapbox on that, but yeah, they do need to learn.
I just feel like with all the stuff that's mandated for them to learn, it seems like that should make its way into the curriculum.
How do you sign a check? Not that people use checks; they do Venmo,
if you got to sign your name on a contract or buying a house or something like that, you need to.
X marks the spot.
Yeah. The act of writing enables learning. I agree.
Yeah. I mean, there's something about when I'm learning song lyrics. Okay, when I'm learning song lyrics, I remember those lyrics so much better when I sit down and write them over and over and over again. Mm-hmm. And that really helps in learning and remembering things.
Yeah, that's what I did throughout. Going to school. For grad school, that's what I did was I took notes by hand, and I would see all these other people with their laptops typing it in. And I was just like, how are they doing that? I can't, but I have to write it out.
I don't know as well if I type it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, because it slows everything down. And I think it just slows your brain down, or just gives your brain pause to absorb the material, because you're not flying through it because you're writing it down.
Well, that's with anything. Even when I kid about we still do a lot of work. We still have our business and stuff like that. So I kid. I mean, like I said, my Social Security is feeding my pen habit, but I'm eligible to take it, so I took it. but we constantly are doing something to keep our minds going, because if you don't do something, I firmly believe that if you're not active and you're not doing something, it causes, like, if you're destined to get Alzheimer's or whatever it is, it's going to come on sooner.
Lose it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
It's the same thing with, like, I was in my Photoshop program the other day, and it's like, oh crap, how do I do? Because I haven't done it for a little while, and it comes right back. But also I'm not afraid to go online and say there was one step I wanted to do something a little different. I'm not afraid to go and look at a YouTube. I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. I knew how to, And
I learned everything on YouTube. I just got an iPad, and I want to make it all aesthetic and pretty. And I've talk about another rabbit hole, and I'm struggling to figure out how to make all the widgets pretty and all my, the neutral palette that I like. And you can have different home screens. You can have a work home screen that has different tabs for what you'd be working on. And then a journaling home screen that maybe if you do digital planning or anything like that. And and I watch all these women who just do this beautiful digital planning. And it's frustrating the hell out of me because I haven't quite figured it out yet, but I just keep watching more video. I'm also very distracted too, but it's
the other thing too is it's how to find enough hours in the day.
Mm.
Yeah.
And I mean, I was up
even earlier. That's the only way. That's the only way I think I can do it. Instead of waking up at 6, I got to start waking up at 5 and just get that extra hour in.
Oh, it's I was with my friend Suzette. We were here and we were journaling until 2:00 in the morning. I got that second wind because at one point I was like, oh my God, I'm so tired. I think I should go to bed. But then I saw one more thing. And then that second wind came in and I'm like, oh man, we got to go to bed. This is ridiculous because we didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
Friend. Well, we are at 5:56. So
oh my goodness.
Yes. 2 hours has gone by. I just want to thank everybody who is still here. We still have 77 people here. So I appreciate you guys for hanging out with us. If you have any interest in seeing more from us, we'd love it if you subscribe to the Juicy Broads. I know we don't really ask for that very often, but we're I don't know, we would just appreciate it. And then if you press the bell, you'll get notified when we upload, but we're pretty consistent with our 4 p.m.s. But yeah, we appreciate you guys who are here. So we can end it on this question. Oh, I'm so glad. This was a really fun session. Just love. Yeah. It was a very passion-driven session because I feel like we talked so much about the stuff that we loved, which was great.
It was very organic, and if I'm not organic, right? It's just kind of. Oh, by the way, hey Vanessa, I found my.
Sweet.
It matches. I said, I got to show this one.
I like
from
her.
Papier Plume, right? And then this one here. So we were talking about this wax stamp, wax stamp things. But yes, it was very, kind of we're a little bit all over the place. But I like it. I like it like that.
Well, we wanted to hear your story. We wanted to see the pens you love and hear about things. So look, we're getting a. First time I watched until the end. Wow.
Hey, cool. Thank you.
So,
and I promise I am going to have, I'm working on some videos for my channel too. But like I said, my husband had some surgery and stuff and life is getting in the way a little bit, but I really want to do my channel. So yes.
This was
Thank you.
Ashleah. I want to make sure you're saying your first live. I saw that you just sent me a DM. Thank you. I will check that out. Well, this was so much fun. I felt like it was just girlfriends having some wine, getting.
Yeah, I still have, I poured a big healthy pour of it, but it's still there. 2 hours later, this is unusual for me.
Female bonding session. Loads of
I love
fun.
it.
I want to reach out to Daisy because that video has been our most viewed video.
Has it really?
And she was the only other female guest we had. So I don't know. There might be something to all these ladies in the house.
Yeah, a bunch of juicy broads.
That's right.
I love it. Oh, it's Ashley. Oh, okay. Thank you. Oh, that's a beautiful way to spell that.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you for having me. I just totally enjoyed this session. And I can't wait to see you both at Stationery Fest.
Yeah,
we'll see you at Stationery Fest, and then we'll have to plan a little getaway to Florida to come down.
Anytime. Just let me know. It would be awesome.
It
Thank
would
you
be
all
fun.
so much for
Thank you.
being here, and fun for men too, Peter says. We
Because
love
he
it.
gets to look at all the juicy broads.
There you go. And don't forget, Claire is going to be co-hosting her last Apple Boom Bites with Yost tomorrow, and Bryce is going to be their guest. So tune in. That's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. Is it 11 or
Yeah,
10?
tomorrow the live is at 11 a.m. Thank
11.
God it's not.
And then he does some editing and it goes back
Yeah.
up. So
Yeah.
all right. Well, thank you guys so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it. You wanna close us out, Claire? You know how we end it?
I forget how you ended.
Stay juicy.
Stay juicy, bitches.
Juicy bitches. Ooh.
Stay juicy, friends.
Bye from the juicy bitches.
I like that too. Bye, guys.